So that's number 2. 3 sine squared x minus 2 sine x equal to 0. Now I want to emphasize is that for this question, because of this interval, x is between minus 360 and 360, means we have to find the general solution first, then use the general solution to determine exact values of x. Okay, so it's going to be quite long, right? So first thing, your knowledge of algebra is required. Now if you want to carry on here, because this sign is squared, that one is not, we take out a common factor, which will be sine x. So we take out here sine x, open bracket, 3 sine x minus 2 equal to 0. So I factorized. Okay? And always remember that for trigonometry, your knowledge of algebra is very important. And when you are doing trigonometric equations in this grade, your knowledge of factorization is sometimes required. Yes? We have a common factor here, sine x, so I took out the common factor and then left with that. Then we equate each factor to 0, like how you solve quadratic equations. We equate each factor to 0. So this sine x becomes sine x equal to 0, and that here we say, or 3 sine x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now if we solve this one here, you end up getting 3 sine x equal to 2, and then your sine x would equal to 2 over 3. So we have 2 trigonometric equations here, but we need to find their general solution, this one and that one. So we are going to find the general solutions for this, then find the general solution for that, then use the general solutions to determine all the values of x between minus 360 and 360. So it's going to be quite a long sum. So I'll start with the sine x equal to 0. Okay? I'll start with sine x equal to 0. Let me just divide it like that. Let me start here. Okay? Now, if I write that, I'll end up having x equal to shift sine of 0 plus k times 360, where k is an element of z. Remember that. Okay? What is shift sine of 0? Should give you 0. Okay? So you end up getting x equal to 0 plus k 360, which is the same as writing it as x equal to k times 360, where k is an element of integers. Now remember, this is your reference angle. It's equal to 0. Shift sine of 0 is 0. So we need to find the second general solution, okay, of this trigonometric equation. The second one, we subtract the reference angle from what? From 180. So we get x equal to 180 minus 0 gives you 180. So are you following? Yeah. 180 minus shift sine of this, which is 0. Huh? Why is it 180? Because sine is positive in the first quadrant and the second quadrant. So this becomes 180 minus 0 plus k 360. So you end up having 180 degrees plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element of z. You're not supposed to share because of COVID reasons. So from here, okay, before I carry on, do you understand how I got the 180? Yeah. It comes from the two general solutions for sine. So since shift sine of 0 is 0, if I subtract that 0 from 180, I'll get this. Okay? Now, let me find the general solution for that one. Then after that, I'll use the two general solutions to determine all the possible values of x, Okay? So let me come back here. Now here, we end up having x equal to shift sign of 2 over 3 plus k times 360, where k is an element of z. What is shift sign of 2 over 3? 41. It's 31, 41. 41. Yes. Exactly 41. 181. Two decimal places are 41, 81 degrees plus k times 360, where k is an element of z. Then, this is our reference angle. Since we have signed our trigonometric ratio is sine, we have to find the second general solution. So we have to subtract this angle from 180. Okay? So if I subtract that angle from 180, my second general solution will be x equal to 180 minus 41,81, okay, plus k times 360, where k is an element of z. So that will give you x equal to 130 what? 8,19 degrees plus k times 360 degrees, where k is an element z. Okay, so I have my general solution. Let me just highlight them. Right? This is a general solution. That's this one is also a general solution. That's a general solution, and that's the fourth one. For the same trigonometric equation, we have four general solutions. Now the question is saying, determine x, but x lies between minus 360 and 360 degrees. Okay? Now, in order for us to do that, we now need to do trial and error by substituting integer values of k. Okay, so let's start with this. I'm going to list those solutions here. Okay, in any order. So if I put k equal to 0 here, can I have your attention? Yeah. If I put k equal to 0, 0 times 360 gives you what? 0. Yes, she gets 0. Okay, let me use. For that, we use this color. Right. So my x values are going to be equal to, make sure you pay attention. If I put k equal to 0 here, 0 times 360 gives me what? 0 degrees. So that's the first solution. Okay? If I put k equal to 1, I'll get 1 times 360. Now, because we have square brackets here, it means the minus 360 and the 360 are included. So I can put 360 here. Okay? If I put k equal to minus 1 times 360 gives me what? Minus 360. So minus 360 is also a solution. We are going to get quite a number of solutions. So I'm done with this one. If we substitute for the second one, we get these values here. We don't have to repeat right here. Now we are using this general solution. If I put k equal to 0, I'll get 0 times 360 plus 180. So 180 is also a what? A solution. Okay? I'm carrying on with all the possible values of x. If I put k equal to minus 1, minus 1 times 360 gives me minus 360. Minus 360 plus 180 gives me minus 180. So I have minus 180. If I substitute k equal to 2, I'll get values that are above 360. If I substitute values that are negative, like negative 2, negative 3, I'll get values that are below minus 360. Okay, so I'm done with this general solution. Then, so with these two, I'm done. Now I need to move on to those two. For the first one, if I put k equal to 0 here, 0 times 360 gives me 0 plus 41,81. So 41,81 is the solution. Okay? Are you following what I'm doing? I'm using my general solution to determine the actual values of x. Because that's what the question requires. I'm still here. I substitute k equal to 0. Let me substitute k equal to 1. If I put k equal to 1 here, I'll get 360 plus this. That's more than 360, so I don't want when the value of x when k is equal to 1. Let's put k equal to minus 1. Minus 1 times 360 gives me minus 360. Minus 360 plus 41,81 is what? What is minus 360 plus 41,81? You're all supposed to have your calculators in front of you. Minus 3.19. This is a solution because it's greater than minus 360. Right? Let's get on. Now, so if I substitute k equal to 2, k equals to minus 2, I'll get solutions that are outside the required interval. So I'm done with the third general solution. Now I need to move on to the fourth one. If I put k equal to 0 here, I'll get 0 times 360, which is 0, plus 138,19. So 138,19 is a solution. Okay? Are you following? Yeah. And then if I put k equal to 1, I'll get 360 plus this, I'll get an answer which is above 360. I don't want that one. If I put k equal to minus 1, I'll get minus 1 times 360, which is minus 360. Minus 360 plus this, I'll get an answer which is below 360. Well, what is minus 360 plus 138,19? Negative 22,81. Right? Then let's try k equal to 2. If you put k equal to 2, you get values that are outside the interval. K equal to minus 2, you get values that are outside the interval. So our solutions or values of x or these trigonometric equations are going to be these. Okay? They are not in ascending order. Okay? Sometimes you may need to just write them in ascending order, but there are so many, that 9 of them. Now these 9 values, I just want you to test, let's test 2 of them. Okay, that you can see how it's done. Let's choose this one. Can you put it where there is x there? Where there is x. Do it please. This 318,9,19. Put it here. Remember, this is 3 sine squared x. So when you put it in your calculator, you're supposed to say 3, open bracket, to put the sine x, then you square the sine x, like this. In your calculator, you put it like this, 3 sine 318,19, like this, you square that. Then you say minus 2 sine 318,9. Okay, like that. This is how you put it in the calculator. You're getting 0. Okay. Well, this question requires the knowledge of quadratic equations. Okay. All right. So we have 4 times squared x minus 8 tan x plus 3 equal to 0. The question requires us to determine the general solution. GS stands for general solution. Okay? So this equation, it's in the form of a quadratic equation. Now the best way is to use a substitution to carry on here, because as it is, it's very complex to factorize. So what you do is say, let k be equal to tan x. Okay? It's better to go to algebra from trig, then come back to trig, than to try and factorize it in trig format. The reason why I did factorization last year in grade 9 was also to prepare you for trig. so that you can be able to do this. Okay? Then where there is tan x, I'll put k, so that becomes 4k squared minus 8k plus 3 equal to 0. Okay? Then you can use your calculator to factorize it, or you can just use the quadratic formula, any of the methods you were taught this year to factorize, or rather to solve a quadratic equation. So, to carry on here, you have to factorize. Okay? Now, the beauty about it is that okay, so if you go to mod, sorry, can you pay attention? If you go to mod number 5, then number 3, okay, you must have a good calculator like this one which can solve quadratic equations. Right? This calculator is for grade 8 and 9. How? If you are not told before, I'm going to tell you now, this calculator is for grade 8 and 9. The calculator for the FET grade is like this one, like the one that you have got. She also has a non-funder has got it. And Cambridge has got. Some of you at the back probably have it. Right? The grey one, that's for grade 8 and 9. Okay? Yes. So, I'm there now. Can you pay attention? Pay attention. Right? So, number 3, my A is 4. I just want to show you how. For some of you, for some reason, there are some learners who still can't solve a quadratic equation. Yet, you have a calculator. Okay. The calculator can do it for you and you don't have to think. Right? My A is 4. You press equals. Then my B is minus 8. If you had a calculator, you're going to do it as I am doing it. My C is 3. Okay, then you press equals. You see that x1 equal to 3 over 2. What that means is K is equal to 3 over what? 2. Or, okay, let's get the other one. I'm going to show you how to determine the factors using your calculator. If you have got that calculator, the gray one you have to solve, you have to solve that. Okay. And then you press equals. You get what? Now, check this. This makes things what? So easy. Can you pay attention? Because from now on, after this lesson, if you can't solve the quadratic equation, so can you just like call my mother? No, call my dad. Yeah, I call his mom. And she didn't answer. I have to call her again. Alright, let me hear. If you want the calculator, you must tell me. Yes. Okay. Alright. Alright. Can I pay attention? This is very serious now. Now, when you are doing this type of equation, you need to show the factor. You need to write down the factors of this trinomial. You have to what? To write down the factors. So what you do this on a rough page. Pay attention. Pay attention. What I'm doing now, it came in the trial examination which I was written last week. This week on Monday, in the grade 12. So this is very important. So what you do is divide it by 1, divide it by 1. You cross multiply. You get what? 2k equal to 3. And on the other side, you get 2k equal to 1. Check this. You take this 3 to the left, that's your first factor. It becomes 2k minus 3 equal to 0. And here you take the 1 to the left, you get 2k minus 1 equal to 0. This is your binomial factor, that's your binomial factor. Then you see that I'm not thinking. Then you put 2k here minus 3, and then you put 2k minus 1. Then you're done. If you're paying attention to what I was doing there, you will never have any issue with any quadratic equation. If you have the good calculator. Right? So from here, I'm almost done. then I need to equate each of these two binomials to 0. So you end up having 2k minus 3 equal to 0, or 2k minus 1 equal to 0. Okay? Remember, what's k? K is tan x. So let's bring the tan now. Okay? If you don't want to bring the tan now, we can say k is equal to 3 over 2 here. Then here you get k equal to what? A half, which is what you get directly from the calculator. But your calculator is programmed in terms of x. Your calculator is programmed in terms of x. Okay? Then where there is k, I'll put the tan x. So you have tan x. So I'll say therefore tan x equal to 3 over 2. And here I'll say tan x equal to a half. Then I'm going to bring in the general solution now. So for this one, it becomes x equal to shift tan of 3 over 2 plus k times 180, where k is an element of z. What is shift tan of 3 over 2? 6.30. Huh? 6.30. So you want 53. Is it 53 or 56? Okay. 56, 31 degrees plus k times 180 degrees, where k is an element of z. That's your first general solution. The second one, let me get it there. The second one, it will be, let me divide the two. So you get here x equal to shift tan of a half plus k times 360, where k is an element of z. And then what is shift tan? Shift tan of a half.
26,
So you get x equal to 26,57 degrees plus k times 180 degrees, where k is an element of z. Okay? So,
where did you think you were there?
oh, it's a mistake. So it's a mistake, this is what it's supposed to be 180. So that's 180 degrees. Okay? So this is your second general solution. This was the first one. Right. Now for this question, we are not supposed to determine the actual values of x. We are only finding the general solution. You know what happened in the trial examination? Most grade 12s, the question required them to find x, like the previous example. The one that I did, where I found all the values of x.
Oh, yeah, the
Nice.
Yeah.
All the values. After finding the general solution, then you find x. Most of the grade 12, some of them are your friends, some of them are your brothers and sisters. They were only finding the general solution and stopping there. A question which has got 6 marks. So it was 3 marks, actually, just to tell you how it was being marked. This was 1 mark. The standard form of a quadratic equation was 1 mark. For that question, you had to come to the standard form of a quadratic equation. There was another mark given for another aspect. So it was 3 marks up to here. Then the x value is 3 marks. So the bulk of them were writing the general solution, but they were not finding the x values. It's a common mistake. Okay, if the question says determine the general solution, you stop here. If the question says determine the values of x and it specifies the interval for x, then you have to find the general solution first, then find the values of x. Okay.